I'm Matthew Baumler.
I'm Bobby Schmidt.
And I'm Garrett Hain, and we're here today to talk to you about cattle safety.
This is the most common tub-to-chute setup for its efficiency and safety. The sidewalls are solid for lowered visibility for the cows and ease of running through. You start in the entrance and into the crowding tub, and you follow the cows up with the crowding gate that pushes them into the alleyway, where you want to keep your arms and limbs free for safety precautions. Then you push them into the chute where somebody runs the head gate and tailgate where you use and work the cows. Here it is from a cow's perspective. You come into the tub, it's in a circular shape, so it feels more homely, turning around to back to where you come from. You turn into the tub and you look down the alley, and there you see is light. You want to go towards that because you think that is your way out, and there you are, trapped in the alleyway. You get pushed up from behind, and then stuck in the chute and poked a lot.
So we're here today, we're going to talk about safety when you're running cows through the chute and working them. When you start out, you want to just make sure that you're safe distance away, know what you're doing, be ready for anything because they have their own mind, they do what they want.
Majority of cattle accidents come when handling the animal due to high levels of stress in the animals. Sometimes to be aware of when animals are higher at stress and more likely to make unpredictable decisions are when working them, sorting them off into smaller groups or isolating them one-on-one, putting them in a smaller pen such as calving pens or small working pens, when they are calving and have a calf at their side as they are very protective, or when working the cattle with a dog out in the pen as the cattle see the dog as a threat to themselves.
Bring them in the chute, bring them in. You gotta, I don't know, a lot of people like to use a stick. Be safe distance away so you don't get kicked, don't get hurt, and run them in like that.
He's going to shut the door to keep it dark over there. We're going to bring him in. We got the other door open so the cows funnel through the tub here. They're going to go towards the light to make it calmer on them so they don't try and come against you and end up hurting there. And when we crowd them up in the tub here, we're going to make sure we keep our arms out in front of us a safe distance. So if a cow kicks us and you don't have a lash, it doesn't bounce back like that, hit you in the face or hurt anybody else. We got them locked up there then, and they can't come back out here, so.
Then when you come up here, you're running stuff in the alleyway. You don't want to stick hands down in there or lean over there too far. A cow comes by with a lot of force, they'll hurt you, they'll break something, they do what they want, and it'll go bad. So get up in here, make sure the other guys are ready.
When you're operating something, it's important to know what you're doing. You got a lot of levers up here, you get confused. These two levers, what we're doing, just working like this, basically irrelevant. One just tightens the bottom, one just runs the front head grabber. These two are your main levers. You got a lot of moving parts in this chute, so you got to make sure your other workers are aware of where, you got to make sure you're aware of where they're at and they know what you're doing. Lever here runs back here, you got a lot of moving parts. If someone's standing too close to that, could get hit. And then a squeeze here to make out if someone's standing here for a shot here, and you open this up, they're too close, they can hit them in the face or hurt their arm or something. And also your frontier moves like your back does, so make sure everybody's away from there and not going to get hurt. And when I'm working cows here, it's important, stay back, give them their distance, don't get all up in there and they start joking around. They could bounce bellies open or something and could hurt you. And you're going to want to, for giving them shots and actually working cows, you want to have safety gloves here. We're using stuffs like pour-on. Don't want to get on your hands. Sometimes you can have, make sure you're always wearing long sleeves with them down so it doesn't show your bare skin. It's insect killer and stuff, so pesticides. So when you put it on the cow, you kill everything, all the worms and stuff that they have. You don't want to do it to you because that could be an overdose. And these flaps here and stuff are here to protect you. And use them to protect you. Don't, if you're gonna have them down so tight, these could fly open if there's a lot of pressure on there, hit you in the face. So make sure you have a firm grip on those. Make them open. And when you're giving a cow a shot, we don't got needles on your.
When giving shots, it's important to make sure your syringes are out of the way to avoid contamination from any other thing that is in the area, and also to avoid them being knocked off and either sticking someone in the foot or in the arm and causing injury. Also, shot placement is very important to make sure that you correctly place the shot into the animal's skin, whether it needs to be sub-Q or intermuscular, so that the dosage is correct and doesn't cause the animal itself any harm.
But if you give them a shot, make sure you reach in a safe spot. And here's a good way, don't reach way down in there. Keep your hand back. Just go nice and slow, give them a shot. So what these are for too, so you can have more room to open them and give them a shot so you don't hurt yourself. Another thing is, if you're doing cows, if you're using a hot iron like a brander here, and you're gonna go brand a cow, you gotta make sure it's safe. Keep it away from the cord. And set it on something like a barrel where you're not going to burn through or hurt anything, and make sure it's out of the way so you don't bump it and knock it off. And if you're doing things like pouring and branding at the same time, this is a highly flammable liquid. You want to make sure you get the brand on the cow before you pour them. If you use the pour-on before you use the brand, you put it on the cow and it runs on the side and you brand them, you're going to start a fire and light this cow on fire and burn the cow up. And if you're branding and stuff, you're going to have a lot of smoke of the burning of the hair, and that's going to cause inhalation. You could wear a mask, or like in here, we're equipped with fans up top. Turn the fans on, drives the smoke out the door, so you're not standing here breathing in all that burnt hair and stuff and causing your lungs and yourself harm for that. And when you let them out, you want to make sure that you do it nice and calm. Open this up, so they're relaxed, and make sure your gates are clear so you know where they're going to go. Just let them out nice and slowly. They'll walk out just fine on their own, and make sure everybody's safely out of the way. The next cow, the same thing over. Keep your hands out of spaces. Poke them a little bit, but don't get your hand there too far. They move forward, it hurts your arm. Come on, just make sure they got nice and you gotta know where they gotta go.
Have you ever missed that before?
So you got a lot of force, you can see how they rock their chute, so make sure everybody's out of the way. When you got a lot of force, make sure no one's reaching in or nothing. And stay away from all those parts so you don't move them and hit you and cause damage to you. All right.